What a difference a couple days, a few hours can make, really, in this case. Listen, we gotta talk about AOC. And it's not about anything that she said. It's really about how her perception of reality is perfectly emblematic of the future of the Democratic Party, prioritizing victimhood over actual policy. Case in point, what is happening right now with her story about the Capitol Hill riot. And, I was in the Capitol Hill building, I was up against the wall, and a big scary man in the hallway was yelling, "Oh no, I think I'm gonna be attacked. Oh, they were just yelling. Oh, where is she?" Okay, all of that quickly fell apart. And what even fell apart quicker is the story that she wasn't even in the Capitol building when it got stormed. Yeah, AOC wasn't even in the Capitol building during her near-death experience. Story as initially related, yes, by AOC, suggested that she was about to be assassinated by rioters in her video that was seen viewed over 6 million times. And they all looked like people in that little progressive box there, probably watching the same video on loop multiple times, because I couldn't be asked to listen to anything that she has to say for longer than about 5 seconds at a clip. Yeah, so her story was like exactly what Callie was saying. I had to go up against the wall, and it was so scary, and I had to get out of there quick. Yeah, and as it turns out, however, she was actually in her office, which was across the street, a 6-minute walk away from the Capitol building, where, a few dozen people broke in? Yeah. And there's even first-hand account of this. Representative Nancy Mace, who is kind of a scumbag to begin with, but she makes a very important point here. She said that her office was in the same hall as AOC, and Nancy Mace was in the exact same building at the exact same time that this happened. 2 doors away, there were never any rioters inside the hall, so she was never in any physical danger from the rioters and coming out at any point. I don't know why Nancy couldn't, make this statement not long after Stupid went on her 90-minute Instagram live rant. So all of that stuff about Ted Cruz having her almost assassinated, or "you almost had me murdered," that's what it was. Yeah, that was all victimhood points, and she's getting roasted for it right now, because Alexandria Ocasio-Smollett is trending on Twitter. And not a small trend either. It's the biggest one right now. It's 173,000, I think, last time that I checked. But we got to do some Twitter journalism, as much as I don't like doing that. Yeah, this is her hot take based on what Jack Posobiec uncovered, did a little bit of research. In fact, I'll show you the picture here that he posted. So, as you can see up here at the top, and then you get the Capitol building, and then you can see down there at the bottom, there's AOC's office, and there's a highway intersecting the 2 buildings, proving that would be a very difficult thing to pass, and there was substantial security around that, so even if it was just a nice, cool, calm 6-minute walk to get to the Canning House office building, it would have been under ideal circumstances. And when the evacuation happened because of the breach of the Capitol Hill building, she went over to Representative Katie Porter's office, and they hung out there. And Katie Porter said that they discussed their shoe wears and how AOC didn't want to die because I want to be a mother someday. And oh my God, because she's an overdramatic fool. But yeah, oh boy, was she doubling down on this after, Posobiec pointed out that, AOC wasn't in the Capitol building during her near-death experience, and she's just a grifter. This is the latest manipulative take on the right. They're manipulating the fact that most people don't know the layout of the Capitol complex. Okay, do tell. Do tell. I think we have pictures here to prove things, but we don't have leftist logic, so let us dive back in, unfortunately. We were all on the Capitol complex. The attack wasn't just on the dome. It was. The bombs Trump supporters planted surrounded our offices too. You know about some bombs that are out there? What the fuck? The only ones that I knew about were at the DNC and the RNC, and they were planted the night before, and they were successfully taken care of before anything could happen with them. And they're still on the outlook for the guy who planted them. They have a security cam footage of the guy, but yet they don't know who he is. But you know that he's a Trump supporter. If you're even referencing that, if you even know about those bombs that were planted, but you know about different bombs that are there. I see. Victimhood is strong. People were trying to rush and infiltrate our office buildings. But meanwhile, Nancy Mace said that nobody was in your office buildings. Oh, okay, but Right, your story. We're talking about your story. That's why we had to get evacuated in the first place. The attempts of attackers and publicly available communications show how they tried to gain access and share info on finding members of physical harm. platforms like Parler and snail mail, I'm sure. Or you could just call up your funders over there in big tech and ask them what kind of information they knew and how they were planning things on their platforms. Anyways, yeah, let's wrap up this stupidity. It is also very damning and revealing that the GOP is now digging both heels in and as a discrediting campaign. And I bet you do that better than anyone possibly could for yourself. It's because they know they are implicit and they're pivoting again. The classic abuse playbook is it's not as bad as they say. Yeah, that boomer right there with his feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk, that's as bad as it got. I don't know what your play is here. It was that bad. It's actually worse. Remember how I said in the days leading up to Trump's impeachment, all of yesterday? Yeah, they're ramping up their hysteria. It's, I'll give her credit. She's trying real hard. I'll take away a little credit. It's not fucking working because you got exposed for a huge lie. Provably false. Eyewitness testimony. It's not even the first time. It won't be the last time that she pulls this stuff. This is just very high profile. Nobody's properly covering it. Even if you do just a Google search right now of AOC Capitol Hill, the only thing that'll come up is her original tale from her Instagram, okay? It won't be anything coming up of her discrediting herself outside of, oh, okay, now it's 151,000 tweets. So it's far and away the biggest story of the day, and it should be because she's a liar. And that's why I don't take anything that she says at face value. I don't really take it as being anything factual. It's just more or less the rantings of a 31-year-old barren-wombed socialist degenerate. She has her simp squad, so who gives a fuck? Just, yeah, whenever you hear her name associated with something, you gotta think that it's probably headed for ruin. That's why I kind of hope that Wall Street Bets is kind of disassociating themselves from this quasi-socialist. But at the same time, they can probably also differentiate one good take from, well, an entire career of, as she likes to put it, a discrediting campaign. But yeah, I don't anticipate her facing any backlash from her fellow Democrats, so it lands squarely at the feet of alt-tech personalities. I don't know what the proper terminology of this is. Assholes with a microphone and a keyboard and a computer to let you know what exactly is going on. So I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.